Civic Sense. I am Dr. Rupak Kumar and with me is Dr. Madhukar Shah. We bring to you our first podcast, Text and the Context. In this podcast, we delve into India's neighborhood diplomacy with reference to Bangladesh. We discuss countries, history, politics, people, and foreign policy. This podcast is divided into 5 parts. First part is focused on the history and formation of Bangladesh. Second part is focused on the foreign policy aspect where we discuss India-Bangladesh relationship, bilateral and strategic. Third part, we discuss people and politics of the Bangladesh. Fourth part, we are focusing on the resurgence of fundamentalist forces in Bangladesh. And the fifth part is focused on the basically how the great powers like China, USA view Bangladesh vis-a-vis India. So to begin with, Madhukar, what is the story behind formation of Bangladesh?
To understand the story behind the formation of Bangladesh, we need to look 2 to 3 aspects. First is when India and Pakistan was divided, one was the West Pakistan, which we see on the side of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Gujarat, and on the other side we see the Eastern Pakistan, which shares border with West Bengal, Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya. The West Pakistanis were thinking that they were superior than East Pakistanis or the Bengalis. So they were subjugating the East Pakistanis in case if East Pakistanis consolidate together and they win the election, which happened during the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman time in 1969 and 71. Then this was the time period when Pakistan was not ready to accept the election result, East and West Pakistan. Bengalis were not getting the recognition, Bengali language was not getting recognition in the constitution of Pakistan. Secondly, this further led to the discrimination in the government job, officer ranking job in Pakistani politics and Pakistani bureaucracy. Pakistani military was also highly controlled by the West Pakistan. Bengali nationalism arose over the period of time. Operation Searchlight was a genocide that West Pakistan over East Pakistan, and which was one of the main reasons why number of East Pakistani migrated to India. And this was creating another trouble for India.
All right. So, can we say that the lesson from the Bangladesh's liberation war is that Muhammad Ali Jinnah's two-nation theory basically failed because the majority of the people were Muslim, but their regional aspirations and the linguistic aspirations served the religious dimension, and therefore we see the rise of Bangla nationalism, as you said.
And there are another reason that this partition also brought a major challenge because both East and West Pakistan are strategic location from international politics point of view. And simultaneously, we saw that India is facing challenge due to this geopolitical location of Bangladesh as well as the West Pakistan.
All right. So, what role does India play in the formation of Bangladesh? And more importantly, that why is Bangladesh, be it its territorial location or for its strategic placement or for geopolitical region, is significant for India?
So we are sharing longest border with Bangladesh. States like West Bengal, Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya, these all are states which shares border with Bangladesh. And we saw that this Operation Searchlight or the challenges that East Pakistan was facing, all the migrations they were coming to India. So and these were not only the migration, they were also the forced migration. People were forced to migrate from that country. And behind this migration, they were also running some kind of covert operations in India's northeastern region and to disturb because there were a number of separatist movements were going on in India's northeast region. And after 1962 war, what happened? Pakistan saw that China is one of the country which is against India. So they shook hand in 1963. They had China-Pakistan border agreement.
So, and how is Bangladesh reciprocating this India's aspirations that Bangladesh must not harbor any kind of terrorist organizations or do not be a launch pad for terrorist organizations or any kind of illegal operations like fake currencies or smuggling of drugs, etc.
Over the period of time, what we see that we do not have any type of border, land or maritime border conflict with Bangladesh. All of them were resolved, which is one of the very good things. But we resolved all the border or maritime dispute with Bangladesh. We see the land border agreement with Bangladesh 2015, and followed by this, the government. We are also having the security discussion or the agreement between the two security forces Simultaneously, we are also cooperating the Bangladesh government in the electricity. India is exporting the electricity to Bangladesh because Bangladesh is now emerging as an economic powerhouse. You see, all the textile industries are in Bangladesh, and for which they need electricity. So India is exporting as a neighboring country. It is exporting electricity to Bangladesh. Second thing is that India is also promoting. India is also helping Bangladesh in order to develop the IT sector. India is also helping Bangladesh in developing the medical universities, IT hubs, and they are signing number of agreement in order to cooperate, in order to do trade and engage with both the countries. We have trade rail route, we have trade route. We are also having the security collaborations with Bangladesh.
So basically, we can see that Bangladesh is emerging as a reliable partner and friend for us. Now, coming to the next question, is India and Bangladesh a very reliable partner, irrespective of the government in Bangladesh or which party is ruling in Bangladesh?
I need to go a little bit of history to understand this question. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was leading the movement of Bangladesh Liberation War. He was socialist in nature. He was secular in nature. So he was close to India, and then he's during that time period, India was having very good relation with the Awami League party. But what happened that in 1975, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was assassinated in a military coup. Now we have two parties. One is the Awami League of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his followers, and then another party was Bangladesh Nationalist Party. In 1977, what we saw, Bangladesh became one of the largest importer of arms from China. They were very close to China. Once Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is out of the scene, China started recognized Bangladesh, and China started promoting all kind of assistance to Bangladesh against India. So generally we see this flex, and whenever this party Awami League comes, it is balancing all the party. And BNP party was seen as an pro-Pakistan, pro-China party. Whereas when we see that Sheikh Hasina government or Awami League, they were promoting a relation with all the countries very equally. For instance, we can say that China has signed BRI with Bangladesh during the regime of Sheikh Hasina, and simultaneously Sheikh Hasina government also signed number of projects with the Indian government, resolved the border dispute with Indian government. As Sheikh Hasina government is involved in having the 2041 plan, and that this 2041 plan is all about the development of Bangladesh to a developed country, right? So it is signing number of projects for its own benefit, for its own development, as every country serves its national interest.
Picking your first point, that transition from Mujibur Rahman government to the military regime. At the same time, when post 1971, when the Bangladesh constitution was formed, it was secular in character. But as soon as Ziaur Rahman comes in, the elements of religion comes into the constitution, and today we can say that it is not a secular constitution, and the mention of God, Islam is there in the constitution, very antithetical to what Mujibur Rahman has had envisioned for Bangladesh. And also we see a continuous decline of minority religion, namely Hindus population in Bangladesh.
Ziaur Rahman was one of those who was promoting Islam or nationalism as an ideology. So they added this Islam in the constitution, that Bangladesh as an Islamic country. Of course, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was promoting the characteristics of Bangladesh as a secular nation state, as well as it was talking about the socialist ideology. Bangladesh is 89%, as per the 2013 census, so we can see that 89% Sunni community lives there, and the other minorities are Hindus, other minorities are Buddhist, Shia minority. So all these things are there.
How do you see that there is this resurgence of fundamentalism that happened in Bangladesh?
They are being funded by the foreign countries or the foreign powers like Pakistan. Some of the elements having this Al Qaeda elements are also, we can see that in Bangladesh they are also working.
How is India coping with this kind of rise of fundamentalist forces in Bangladesh?
India is protecting its neighbor, this border first. These fundamentalist forces are having relation with the Indian fundamentalist forces. When it comes to the terrorism, we have to develop a international consensus, which China is stopping in international politics because of China-Pakistan friendship. We are sharing informations. We are having a intelligence sharing.
Election was conducted in Bangladesh and Sheikh Hasina again became the prime minister of the country. But one interesting development happened was that US, United States, directly involved in the election, stating that election must be free and fair.
In order to understand this question, we need to understand the nature of USA. What USA did, USA have a history of toppling the government or changing regime. US offered Quad Plus to the Bangladesh, but Bangladesh was not ready to accept in this geopolitical scenario of great powers, because offering Quad Plus was also, Bangladesh was facing some or other kind of a statement from the Chinese government that we are not going to work with you as we were working, or we are not going to help you in future projects. So, however, Bangladesh government answered both the countries very carefully that we are sovereign and we are not here to follow the rules regulation what you are saying.
So, how do you see the prospect of democracy in Bangladesh?
See, in number of developing countries, democracy are evolving. Bangladesh democracy will also become the mature democracy.
What is the strategic significance of Bangladesh for great powers, for countries like US, China?
Bangladesh is a country which is located or being mostly surrounded by India. So for any country who want to check the power of rising India, they would like to have a good control over Bangladesh. Then they will also check the rise of India.
So, Madhukar, coming to the last question, how should India respond in a context where China and Bangladesh relations are strengthening over the years, and what should be India's response?
There are n number of things that China could not offer to the Bangladesh. What happened when Rohingya issue took place? From Myanmar, number of people migrated to Bangladesh. Bangladesh took this issue to China and asked that how can we negotiate. China refused to interfere in this region, as Rakhine state of Myanmar, where China's BRI is passing. So China is seeing its own national interest instead of Bangladesh. Another thing is that if we are also getting number of connectivity project with Bangladesh. So we are connecting Bangladesh with Agartala region, West Bengal to Bangladesh region. So through sea, through inland waterways, and through rail route, what we can offer, China could not offer because of the geographical disparity or geographical distance with Bangladesh.
On that note, we wrap up our first podcast on India's neighborhood diplomacy. We will be coming soon with some other exciting topics. Follow us on our WhatsApp channel.
Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's embark on this journey together.
Stay tuned for further updates. Thank you. नमस्कार, फिर मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में.